Ready a little.
Yes, we can start.
I'm just putting it on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ABCD show. So, we are super excited to have all of you over here on our show. And today we have a very interesting speaker. We have Dr. Harshita Sharma. So, Dr. Harshita Sharma is founder director of Brainstorm International, and she has nearly 3 decades of rich experience. She's a leading literacy on edupreneur, and she's also known as the phonics queen of India. So anybody who recognizes her as that can just put on a video and say hi. She's the territory head of APA Pune, and she's the president and program leader at the Iron Lady. She's a certified academic language therapist and an international phonics trainer. And in all of this, she has empowered over 27,000 educators, both in India and the UAE. She's also received various awards, and the most recent award she received was the most influential woman edupreneur of 2022.
That's awesome.
Super. Welcome, Harshita.
Welcome, Harshita, from me too as well. I'm so glad to have you on our show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amrita and Bela. It's such a pleasure to be both of you and such dear and lovely friends. And what a wonderful people you both are, and adding lives to, like I would say that values to the lives of so many people. And I think that is something which is incredible. And I know that we have all the lovely audience who want to just, listen to the things and, watch us. Can we just have few videos on, ladies? Let's see the lovely faces so that we can have that interaction and, we see that whom are we interacting with. Can we please have your videos on, please, ladies? At least few of them, whoever can. Yes, Farina, nice to see you. It feels like a connect, and you just want to see and talk to them, and you can be, otherwise it's like you're just talking and we don't know, right, what is happening at the other end. Can we have few more videos on, ladies? Thank you so much, Kiran, for being on the video. Yes, Ruchika. What about others? Okay, so
I love it when I see videos of people in cars or doing something. It means you're really making the best use of your time. You're also looking at educating yourself, learning new things, and you're doing other work, and that's absolutely acceptable. We're all women. We play multiple roles.
Yes.
So
okay, wonderful, Anna. Nice to see all of you. Can we have few more videos? Let's have, ladies, let's make this session as interesting as possible, and let's see that how we can interact, talk to each other, and so let's have some engagement which is there. So when we talk about stress, I think, it shouldn't be like the stress is also of coming on the video. The process stress can be coming out on the video which is there. So let's start.
I want to tell you that, in today's world, stress is a daily companion.
Yes.
And we just sort of write off stress, and we find it insignificant sometimes, or we find it an inescapable aspect, of our social environment, our lives.
Yeah.
But, the effects of stress are really far-reaching. They are far-reaching not only mentally, also physically for most of us.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of us are identifying with that bit.
Yes.
Out here.
Yes.
And one very interesting bit I want to say before I start, in 1998, there was a World Stress Day. Okay? That's the day the World Stress Day was coined. And in 2018, it was a whole stress week. Can you just see in those 10 years what has transpired? It's been from one day to a whole week. So can you imagine the amount of stress? Harshita, we're really looking forward to hearing about What are these causes of stress? Why are people so
Why?
stressed?
Why? That why is very, very important. Okay, so Lorna, Tanisha, and Ruchika here, can you just tell me, like, what actually bothers you? What is that causes your stress? What are the things which really, makes you so anxious and you feel like, this is something that's so frustrating for me?
So, ma'am, for me, it's like, we all just want to be perfect. So, even for me, attending to all the needs of my family members, especially my husband, my child. So, when I'm not able to do that, that is the time that upsets
And
me a lot. I
okay,
start questioning myself, whether I'm a good mother, I'm a good wife, I'm even to that matter, so when appreciation actually motivates me. So when there is a word of appreciation makes me happy, and then there is an extra effort that comes from my side also.
okay, okay.
So yeah,
Okay. So that means when you're trying to balance the things and you want to give the best in your personal, professional life, but
correct,
you're not able to do it, it gives you real stress, and then you don't know what to do it and how to do it.
absolutely. I'm
Wonderful.
really struggling with that. So
Okay,
most of the
excellent.
time. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
What about Tanisha, Pia? Nice name, Pia.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Serena, yes. What makes you so stressful, and why you're like, sometimes so stressed out, and how do we do it, and what do we do about it? We are going to talk about, but just to understand, because as women, I think what happens with the woman is you have again, the pressure would be little more than a men, I think, because the kind of responsibility and the way we are dealing with everything, I think a woman has to think twice before she leaves her house, whereas a men just want to go out for an office work for a week, just packs a bag, okay, bye. But where woman has like, okay, maids, children, everything has to be taken care of, right? So Tanisha, Pia, yes, Parina, Hiral, what about you? We can also have, type in the chat box. You can
Uh,
talk.
Ma'am, basically it's about the time management and the quality of work. I think women's are more stressful because of these 2 points.
Okay. So one is the time management and another is the quality of work. Okay. Okay. Tanisha.
May I speak, ma'am?
Yes, Pia.
So basically, it's a lot of multitasking involved and less time, and to do a lot of things and to do them perfectly, which adds
Mm-hmm.
on to the stress. But it's your own choice how you figure out how you need to plan your action, the POA basically for everything. And I'm somewhat close to it, and that's why my stress levels have come down.
Okay. Wonderful. So already working on that part. I think many of us are now
Yes,
aware quite a few things, and we are already on that journey of living a stress-free life, which is there. But sometimes what happens, even though we know all the things, but sometimes some small thing happens, and again you're sidetracked, and that's where we need to make sure that how we are on track all the time, every single day, and how we manage that part which is there.
absolutely.
There's some
Sometimes things are not in our control at all.
so we are talking about the things which are in our control, right? See, why do you think we have, only those 5% people reaching on the top of the leadership league, no matter what happens, even though they also have the two hands, two eyes, 2 ears, but still, why those 5% of the people reaches on the top of the pinnacle and can still manage everything which is there,
That
right?
dedication,
Dedication. What else?
commitment to keep going towards
Commitment.
their goal. I mean,
Yeah, commitment towards good. And what makes you? Do you
Also,
think? Yeah.
yeah, I also feel they have a lot of support system also. I mean, there are people to support them, and that is the reason they go out there and they're able to perform much better.
Okay.
Time
Yeah.
management.
Uh,
Delegation also.
time
they manage
management
their
and
time efficiently, I feel,
uh,
compared to
Hi, ma'am. I feel that probably some of them have understood that if some things do not fall in place the way we want it to be, it is okay to let it be, and focus on the bigger picture. And maybe because of that, they are able to have that mindfulness and have that stability in their careers and in their life, which is missing in most of us.
Okay. So most of these leaders, they manage their energy and not the time. Now, when I'm talking about managing your energy, what does it really means is that because you are, however, whatever level you reach, wherever you are, if you are at a lower level, the problems would be lesser. The more higher you go, you feel it is a comfortable thing, but I think the problems also will multiply that there. At that point in time, it's important that how we manage our energy and not just the time. So these people, when we're talking about managing the energy, what plays such an important role in our life? How do we manage that energy? How even during the day, morning when you get up and you want, you have planned something which is like, say, wow, I have this things, and suddenly the day doesn't shapes up the way you had planned. And then one by one, this happened, that happened, this happened, there's something wrong, 5 different obstacles. And what happens to us? What happens to our emotional state? Where are we? Where are we?
We feel very low and down and sad.
Down,
And
right?
yeah,
And in the evening, like, and that has happened in your professional setting. I'm talking about in your
yes,
school or wherever you're working. And in the evening, you have celebration at home. You have an anniversary to celebrate. You have all the relatives. But those 5 things which has, drive you crazy during the day without your fault. Again, without your fault. When you come in the evening, what would be your mindset then?
it will take toll on our heads.
Right. So that means you're there physically, but mentally, you're still not there. It is so difficult, to manage your vibrations and your emotions which are there. And that's what we need to understand as teachers. As I would not put it as only the teacher category which is there, but I'm talking about overall as women. It's important to understand that we are actually having multiple roles, and every single day we change minimum 3 to 4 roles. Morning, you are a mother, you're a wife, you go to the office, you're the boss, you're the teacher, you're this, then you have, another role to play, you have another role to play. But how often are we able to mentally shift that image and change over the role? Would change a lot of things. Now everybody think, how do we do that? Do you think it's possible to do it? And how does it happen? Yes. And that is the reason why when Lorna said that, we need to, balancing will always give you a stress. I will tell you, ladies, you can't make happy everybody in your life. So if that is a thought we are starting with, that itself is a lot of stress. So that itself is a stress for you, that did I take care of this person? Did I make sure that I did everything perfectly? Did I cooked everything perfectly and kept it right way, the way they wanted, and did it this way? Did I plan my, lessons and send my PPT properly in time? Did I do this thing do you think it's practically and mentally possible, as a human being? Not possible. So when we say that as human being, we actually can be, in the moment. If you're, whatever role you're playing in the moment, try to give your best. But how do you do it? Let me take you through few of the things which is very interesting. And yes, how it can help you with your thing. Now, suppose, let me start with a story, very interesting story, which is something, I love this one, which is there. So wherever I have few of the sessions which are there, let me show you a picture of a lady and start with the story which is there. Now here, you go early in the school in the morning and, Your principal is surrounded with all the people there, maybe the trustees and the management and this thing. And then you just receive a note that come and meet me after 30 minutes. Now in that 30 minutes, what can go in your head? Tell me. What kind of stories, what will you create? Hiral, Tanisha, what stories will run in your head?
Can you repeat the question? I just didn't
Okay.
hear the.
Okay, you went to the school, right? Your principal and all the senior people are sitting and having some meeting in the room, which is, I think, very rarely people are called. And you just received a note that come and meet us after 30 minutes. Tell me what stories will run in your head.
Yeah, like why is the reason they are calling
First-
me would be the first thought.
First will be the curiosity inside the that
Tell
why
me what can go in your head first thing.
Whether we have done something wrong or is it
Wrong.
for appreciation? Yeah.
Right? So did I do something wrong? Why I'm called, right? What else?
Is it for appreciation or for telling something specific or something like that?
Right? And even though you have not done anything, I'm talking about a situation where you haven't done anything. It's just a note, and you have seen that situation which is there. Come and meet me after 30 minutes. That's it. So, and it's the stories and the movies and the things which is running in your head. What happens is that क्या पता क्या किया होगा कल क्या किया था? Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Is it something which I haven't put in things? The focus is more, tell me, on the positive, or the negative is more, tell me.
more of a negative miss comparatively to the positive.
Yeah, negative,
Yeah.
more negative.
More negative. Why?
Negative.
Why more negative? Even when I'm talking about that you've not done anything wrong,
Yeah.
but the focus is on the negative which is there,
Negative.
right? Because those are the things which we had it in our head, and then immediately something, first thought what comes is the negative. And that's what we need to realize, that our thoughts, our words, right? So when we talk about, say, our thoughts and words in our mind, they create what? They create the feelings, and the feelings will turn into the actions which are there. And that is something where we know that the stress was really not okay. ठीक है, I'll go and meet. If I would have taken it that way, no. But our brain creates 60,000 to 90,000 thoughts every single day, and those thought, who's responsible? Only we. Now we have a choice. I would have, something good is going to happen, and I could have created that movie which is there. I had a choice of creating the other movie, which is a little negative, which is there. So had it been a positive, what would be my vibration? What would be my body language?
One would be very chill and calm.
Chill and calm and cool and everything which is there, right? So thoughts, words, images, feeling, and your actions which are there. Now, what happens is when we talk about the emotions, right? Now, all the events, whatever is happening. Now, when we look at a typical, the classrooms which are there. Now, any event which happens in your life, right? Response to that event would lead to the outcome, right? So if it is raining outside, I could easily say that, wow, what a weather, yeah. I'm going to enjoy a hot cup of tea and have some hot snacks. And this is something which I don't have to go to Lonavala, and I can enjoy this by the window in my house. I'm so happy. The other person, God knows why this is raining. Even in the month of October, Diwali also, I can't go out and I can do this, I can do that. Same event, the reaction is different. So the outcome would be different. Outcome is what here? In one side, we have a positive, on the other side is a negative, which is there. Similarly, in your
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, tell me, Hiral.
Why is it like our usually humans' immediate reaction is negative thoughts? Like why it is like that?
A very wonderful question. I'm going to take you through that in a while, because that's something which we all know, that why why we have, the tendency of, and that comes from your core belief system, because again, that's a long session which is there, how the programming is done from the childhood, and what are the experiences we had it. Depending on that, what happens, our reaction would be there. So if you have heard quite often, ye barish to bekari hai yaar, every day this is a complete mess, we don't dry our clothes properly, we don't do this, we don't do no. So then that mental programming is already done with that. We don't even realize when did it happen in the early years, right? But it has the, impact on that. So that comes from your core belief, which is again a beautiful session to take you through, and then how the programming has been done, and then how you will change that, and so on, which is there, right? It is possible, right? Like if you have a laptop software, we can definitely change it, right? So as a human body, yes, definitely, when we talk about, programming your mind, yes, it is possible with few simple techniques, what we can say, right? So that is there. So in a class, now when we work in the work environment, wherever we are working, at home, even, at school, or in, the office, wherever we are working, which is there, how do we balance? When Silona said that I need to balance that, and even if you want to balance everything, Nolona, you need that energy. And how will you get that energy? That is very important. And did we ever focus on managing our energy, or did we only focus on the, like, okay, I need something which is for my body, and what did I do, to take care of my energy levels which are there, right? So what we need to make sure is that how we can manage the energy level which is there at every point in time, and every day before we leave home. Our phones are always charged, no? Can we leave our house without charging our phone any single day? Tell me, ladies. And after COVID, though, I think not only the phone, we need a laptop at the side that is also charged with a power bank, everything which are rolling with the two.
Correct.
Right? So we have that.
Correct.
And that is the reason why when we talk about, managing your any energy level, how do you do it, and how you can, balance that thing which is there. So if you have this emotional guide scale which is there, so sometime, like she had a question of why we are always talking about, okay, why the focus goes on the negative sides and why it is. So if all the time, if you see the stress level, and if you talk about, if you see the scale, on the top of the scale, what you have is a joy, appreciation, empowerment, passion, and, you have gratitude is the highest, state of, I would say, their vibration, which is there. Now you will be thinking that how do we do it? Where do we start? Which is there. Now, anything what we are doing it in terms of, appreciation or joy, or, if there's a happiness, what happens? The spiral is always upwards. And if there is a frustration, if there's impatience, a worry, shouting, children are not doing this, that, what happens? The spiral is always downward, which is there, right? Now, how do we manage the scale? In a day, believe me, ladies, what I normally do is when we talk about, managing your emotions 4 to 5 times in a day, check where are you at the energy level. Are you at the energy level? So my bookmarks are like managing your energy, and from 0 to 10, where I am. So in a class, at home at 12 o'clock, Lorna, I'm not feeling so good. Now what do I do? What is that one thing I can do it, which is there? Then another thing is your gracefulness meter, right? During the day, what kind of a language did I use? Because your language has a lot of power. And these are the two things which works in hand. Now, immediately in a day, right, you feel that you face some situation which you did not like. Any situation, Lorna, Tanisha, which you came across, which was not good since morning, this morning, I'm talking about today, you didn't like, it didn't happen the way you wanted? Anything which you can talk about, Tanisha?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Anything, small, big, doesn't matter, but it didn't happen the way you wanted.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I was supposed to carry my the Friday. We are going to have a session, so I was supposed to carry few things and keep it in my classroom, and I just forgot to do that. So kind of when I actually reached, then I realized, oh God, I should have carried it with me, and I just forgot it. Now tomorrow is the only day, so it's everything is tomorrow only. I have to carry everything now in one go.
So what can we do it which is there? So what is that one thing which we can do it? What we can do it? That one thing, right? So that means if I have to do something, right? Now I know that, oh my God, I forgot. Immediately what we need to do is shift the emotion. Now, how you're going to
Correct.
shift the emotion? Very simple techniques. Wherever you are, which is there, first take deep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any situation, anywhere, I think deep breath is possible, right? Immediately drink some water. Whenever you come across any negative emotion, it's important that we shift that emotions immediately. If you don't shift, what happens, that emotion would be stored in your body, and it would then later on, something small again would happen. It would again, get deep rooted. Layers and layers will, small things, the layers and the layers and layers, and it will grow into a tree, which would take a shape of any illness which is there. The first thumb rule is that we shake it up emotion. We don't allow that emotion to get it stored in the body any moment of time, right? Because even though if you keep thinking for 4 hours that I forgot, it would not come home, right? So think, and now you have to think, what are the ways I can actually, so by that time what would happen, 50% of your things would, the intensity of what it needs to be, like in terms of frustration, it would be lesser, at least 50%, just with the deep breathing. And then, now see, as individuals, some of us are auditory learners, some of us are visual learners, some of us are kinesthetic learners. Now, as an individual, what appeals you more? Is it something when you listen to something? Is it something which you look at something or you do something? What kind of a person you are? What you enjoy doing, from which you never ever get tired of? Are you more of auditory, visual, or kinesthetic?
Yes, yes. Music kind of makes me happy. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you're always going to have a ringtone, which would be of your favorite song as a handy
Okay.
thing, right? So
Okay.
the moment you
Right.
feel not good, it's something is not good, immediately shift to listen to the music. So ringtone, if you set it by default 10 times, you'll shift your energy. See, sometimes it happens,
Correct.
you like something and you keep murmuring that song which is there and it is really good, and
Correct.
it helps you
Correct.
to be there. So the whole idea is just shift your attention immediately and get into the positive zone, no matter what happens, which is there. So there are 5 priming techniques which are going to keep always handy. Okay, one is, if I'm an auditory learner, it is a music. I have a visual image, something which is positive, which I look at and I visualize and I feel good about, which is there. Right. So what are the 3, 4 priming techniques which can work? And that should be handy anytime I can use during the day. But definitely in any situation, the breathing works out like very good. Another thing, what you can always do is your mirror exercise, which is there. Whenever you go to the washroom, the first thing what you always have to do is, look into the mirror, make an eye contact, and say, yes, Lorna, I'm the best. Right. I remember
Sure,
everything.
ma'am. I will try. Yeah.
Right. So I remember everything, right? So the more you give any time, believe me, ladies, why it is important, because your inner world, take all the information with one source, and which is your eye. And that is the reason with the eye contact, when you have it with yourself and bring in that confidence and, give that command, no, I'm the best. I remember everything. I love myself, right? Because I think over the period of time, what happens, we do a lot of things for others, but we have actually sometime shaken up our self-esteem somewhere and got it lost somewhere. So bring that alignment, which is very, very important. And you have that mirror exercise. You have a beautiful book. In fact, 21 days mirror exercise, and it works like wonders. And, so I always tell ladies, when you go to the washroom, if you have a tension, just wash your face, that priming technique, immediately have that eye contact, shift your emotion and come back with that fresh note which is there. And that energy, and if you are in that good mood, and if you can manage that energy level, what happens is, you will, whatever you're doing, you will do with the highest vibration. And that is something which will help you to manage your time. Because if you're feeling good, what happens, at what vibration you are, at the highest level. And in that vibration, when you are feeling good, what happens, anything अच्छा लगता है, जो भी खिलाया अच्छा लगता है, जो भी दिया अच्छा लगता है, any work you make me do, I'll definitely enjoy that process which is there. So that is something which we need to take care of, right? So Lorna, what do you need to do? Manage your time or manage your energy? Ladies,
Manage my
videos
energy.
on. Energy. Ladies,
Yes.
videos on. Can I have some faces, please, 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 please? Right? So, and then what works really one is your every day when you end your day, because we run through so many things at the end of the day. If you can have, okay, ye theek hai, uh, I said something to somebody, she said something to me which I did not like, I let go. I let go, not for the other person, but for me to bring in the joy, peace, and happiness in my life. Right? And every day starts with a new, fresh chapter. Let go. So the forgiveness when we're talking about is not for others, it's for our own happiness. And, instead of holding and, harnessing those emotions, which would not help you more. Similarly, when we're talking about our children and we're teaching them, and in the classroom, when we want them to listen, everything what we say, what level and what emotions we need to have it in the classroom, tell me. Peace, calm, joy, happiness, right? Am I right or wrong? Right? And how do we do that? Right? Start, because children don't understand the most complicated language, but they understand the most simple act or the things what you can make them do. And whenever you go to your classrooms, and if you find a little distraction in the class, the first thing is how we can have some physical movement. And it could be simple, with the two hands up, down, and let's do something. And it should not be the sideways, because we have to be mindful about what is happening in the class. So what we can do it with the upper body and with the both the hands, and then crossing the midbrain, which is there. And very good. Come on, everybody. Wow. Let's do something interesting. And you have this and that. And come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. And let's do this thing which is there. Immediately start with whatever you want to do. Now, with children, you are also coming to the classroom with this neutral state of mind. And it is a space where they are peaceful, calmer, happier. And what happens? That time, if you give them something, it would be absorbed, beautifully, received beautifully, and there would be no flight and fright iting response. It would be never a reaction, but it would be a response which would be very, very receptive, and children would definitely want to do more which is there. And same applies for everywhere, whether it's your home, whether it's your, personal or a professional life. So whenever you have in any situation, wherever, even for your life, it's important that come to that neutral state first and then respond. So it's not always the reaction, because the reaction will give you a stress, but the response will always, make you mindful which is there. So that's very important, right? So that's what we really, really need to be mindful about. And then, so few things, but yes, and that's where we need to talk about. So even if you look at, and these are very, very simple things, I'm at the very base level I'm talking about. This the level where when a child is calm, relaxed, content, happy, peaceful, they would receive everything properly, even the adults, right? But if this is the state, tense, insecure, confused, I don't like this, I don't know to do this, impatient, first, without teaching anything, we need to bring them to this level. And it's so easy to do anything with children. You can have brain gym, you can have some physical movement, 3 deep breathing, and get them to first to that state and do whatever you want to do later on, which is there, right? And then for you, whatever you want in your life, whatever you want to manifest in your life, you really want to, do so many things. I want to do this thing, I want to do this thing, but in what state of mind you are actually giving the message to the universe is very, very important. Even at the end of the day or early in the morning when you wake up, right? First 30 minutes, what is important? When you are little peaceful and, maybe a little relaxed, that's a time you can actually, tell the universe, this is what I want. So the day starts with, wow, what a wonderful, beautiful day today. You've already given the message to the universe. And your language is so much of a power that your universe will definitely, connect you to the source and tell you that I have to make Hiral's and Lorna's days the most beautiful. So let me connect them to the most beautiful people. Let them, connect them with the events and the opportunities which will make their day the most beautiful. But the early in the morning, आज का तो दिन ही खराब है यार. What will happen? Your subconscious mind understand only the language. There's a genie which understand only the language. It doesn't, I would say compare okay, what is analyze anything which is there. ठीक है, आज का दिन खराब है ना. Let me see. You get out of the house, traffic jam. You reach office, your PPT is not starting. You have an important meeting and, it's going on. You don't know what to do, which is there. And then suddenly there's all kind of shouting in the office, which is there. So aaj kisne bola tha? You said it, no? You got it. So whatever you're going to ask for it, you will get it. But in what state of mind? Right? So you'll say that why then it is not happening sometime, even I'm saying that I want a lot of money and I want this and I want that, this is my goal and what, but in what state of mind, which is very important, right? So when you are relaxed in the morning, the first 45 minutes, when you wake up early in the morning, plan your first 40 minutes of your day takes care of the next, I would say 18 hours of the day, which is there. Have some reflection, have a thank you note. Thank you so much. So that is something which really works. The gratitude journal, which I have been doing for the last couple of years, and it really helps. Then your mirror exercise, and that sets your day, which is there. And then you have that energy and a power bank within you, which will take care of all the things what you require during the day. During the day, what you need to make sure, पता है 3 कोई भी चीज ऐसी होने वाली है जो शायद मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगे. Maybe I am ready for that. I know that there are 7-8 children in the class who are not going to behave the way I've thought. They are not going to respond the way I have planned. They are not going to do the things the way it should be. If I have a plan for that, I know that I will make sure that those children at, instead of, ye nahi kar sakta. Okay, what can I do for Parth? What I can do for, say, Arna or Aditya or Sara, who have these issues which are there. Okay, let me try this and this and this and this and this and see, right? And see that how first I can bring them to the state which is more peaceful, calm, and happier. Wow, Parth, wonderful. You're amazing. Look at the way you are writing. Wow. And that, arey, my mother never said like this. My teacher is saying that you're such a wonderful person. And what happens? He's at the highest vibration. Then you tell that Parth to do anything. No, he'll do everything for you. But what happens? Come on, sit quiet. What happens? Which state of mind we are? Tensed, frustration. I can't, teacher, sit quiet. I want to move because my body is shaking and I just want to move out of this room. I don't know what to do it. And you're telling me to sit quiet. So when we know that most of the children are kinesthetic learners, we need to make sure that, there's a lot of movement all the time in the class. Bring them to the neutral state. Every 30 minutes, they should be like in the moment, because our mind is monkey and mind can roam around all around the world and come, we don't know where. Okay, come back to the class. So shake it up, be in the moment, and then start. So every 30 minutes, there's a knock, 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 knock. Be in the moment. Past is past. Future is always a worry, right? Let's be in the moment, enjoy, make most out of it, and make lives of all the people around us the most, I would say, happier and healthier lives which are there. Very few basic things. I know all of us are aware of these things, but sometimes we tend to get, lost in these things which are there. So the few things, the priming techniques. Now tell me one thing, Hiral, what you're going to do if things happen which you don't like and, during the day, what would be your priming techniques to just shift your emotions? Can you quickly put it in the chat box? Preeti, what about you? What you will do? So if I'm aware of it, it becomes easier. If I'm not aware of it, it becomes really, really difficult, which is there, right? So, or you can speak out. What is that? What you can do it, Hiral? Preeti.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question once again?
Okay.
Please.
If the things doesn't go the way you have planned, and you don't like it, what is the immediate priming technique? What you're going to do it? Priming technique is just something which would shift your emotions immediately. And that should be something which you really love and enjoy doing, depending on your learning style.
Certainly, today only things happened. Like our senior teacher, she was not there, and one child is constantly, crying. I'm okay if I'm talking about the classroom emotions.
Yeah.
You are telling me.
Yeah. It should be that way.
So so that one child, he constantly keeps on crying. The first the first time I entered and he started crying, started weeping. Then looking at him, then I was little taken aback. Now what to do? So immediately what I did, I just concentrated on the other work. I just told them to do a little exercise, and our other teacher, she was busy with something else also. So I told everyone to do the breathing exercise. And the moment I started doing that, he was like, okay. So he was responding to that breathing exercise and the other activities apart from doing something study. This is what, so I was also okay, because earlier my emotions was, I was a little bit getting angry from inside, but I cannot show. I have to keep smiling. But then I took this path and I said, okay, we'll do exercise. So I told them to do breathing exercise, and that very moment he was like, calm down. But then okay, again that thing started, but we cannot keep on doing the same exercise.
Yeah,
so this is what I did for that moment.
Wonderful, Preeti. Thank you for sharing that. And that's what I told you about shaking up the emotion which is there. See, for children, it's important that the moment you have, if you notice something, Everybody, can you do this thing? Wow, wonderful. Yay. Can we do it this way and see? And for you to make sure that what is your style? Do you like something which is auditory? Do you like something which is kinesthetic? And have the moment with the children and in the class, believe me, there's a lot of fun. So identify, and it shouldn't be very long. And see, simple thing to start with is, again, as I told you, look at your two hands and see, close, open, close, open. And can we give a nice hug and a hug and a, and from a far hug which is there. And then you have say up and down, and you have this and this and this and this and this. Take some deep breath in and breathe out, and you have say, wow, wonderful. So when you use this language for yourself, for the children, for you also, it immediately shifts that belief. So that is the reason for the teachers, the language is really, really powerful, that what we are using in the class. So consciously, what you have to check, when you're in the school, 2 to 3 times, did I use something which was negative? Cancel, 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 cancel. No, 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 no. Go to the washroom. Look into the mirror. The best teacher, the best words, and see that how you shift your emotions which are there. Right? So your gracefulness meter should never ever go down while you're in this class or in the school. 3 times check who has drained your energy. When you know that this child is there, take care. And the child who is doing something like this, believe me, inside there's a storm which you are not aware of. And instead of, we, again raising our frustration or anger or, feeling that way, what could I do so that this child can shift his emotion? So thought process should be that way. And you see that the whole thing changes for yourself. So for you, it would be no stress, no, because I'm getting, why is crying? Why is behaving this way? He's behaving because there's a storm inside. The child is really, really struggling to manage himself. He doesn't know what to do, and nobody is listening to that child. And that is the reason the outburst is so bad, that if somebody can understand, I would really, feel good. And who can make me do that? Nobody other than my teacher and maybe my parents, which are there. So after the home, I think you become the best person in the life who could really, really make that difference. Right? So when you see somebody in stress, what could I do? But before that, I need to manage my energy. Let me shift. Go to the washroom. So next time when you look into the mirror, yes, shift your emotion. Somebody should say, what did you do inside? Yeah, no, 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 there's a magic. Such a peaceful place. What I have. And if we can do that, and when you go home, the tag that you are, why are you behaving like a teacher, should never be there. Right? So the tag should be, where you have, say, when you go home, at the door, before you ring that doorbell, no, virtually, oh, this is my school bag, and my role ends here as a teacher. Let me take some deep breath in. And change. I'm a mother now. Let me go inside with some music. And drink some water. Yay! Change role. Next time when you go to the school, leave that big emotional bag outside the door. And change. I'm a teacher now, right? And take some deep breath in, drink some water. I know that these are 6, 7 children. I need to, what could I do for them so that they can be peaceful, calmer, happier? Not that they would listen to you. They will only listen to you if they are peaceful, calmer, happier, and relaxed. So do anything what you want to make them relax. And before that, you should be relaxed. And if you have to be relaxed, you need to use the priming techniques, right? To shift your emotions, which are there. Okay, great. Yes, nice, Amrita.
Wonderful.
Your music, deep breathing, mirror exercise. What about others? Right, Preeti? With a big smile. Right? Even see, simple things can make so much of a difference which is there. And that's what we really, really need to understand. Right? So any questions which I can take it? Yes, music, dancing, yes, jumping. See, in some places you can do jumping and all of those things. In some places you will not able to do it. And that's the reason breathing works immediately. Reverse counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to the washroom, wash your face. Don't allow any emotion sulking in your body. And then you will only remember the things which were the happier moment. And then when you say that, the first thing when you told me, no, why the positive thing did not come, because of focus is on the negative and the negative will come. The moment you start focusing on the positive, you'll have the positive moving, running in your head. All the thoughts, words, images, feeling, all actions would actually, frame a beautiful movie which we all want to see in our lives. Right? Any other questions you have, ladies? This is one thing which is, and I would say that a very close topic to my heart, apart from phonics, yes, definitely. And I can go on and on for 3 days without stopping. Right?
I
And
can see everybody has enjoyed this session. I can see a lot of smiles also over here for
so
everybody.
one thing, Amrita, like, if we can bring a smile on anybody's face, I think it makes our day. And that's what we all want in our lives, right? And that's what we aim. So did I actually bring that smile in anybody's life today? That counts as blessings, and that goes a long way. So maintain your energy and not the time, because if your energy is good, feel good, you can do anything in life. In that highest vibration, you will turn around the whole table. And if you can manage your gracefulness meter, you will be in that 0.5% leadership league where everybody wants to be. But your language as teacher is very, very important. Not as teacher, but otherwise. It's very, very important. With this note, I would, Amita, can you just mute all of them?
I'm just trying. Ella, can you mute your host?
Yeah, I'll just try. Yeah.
Right? So wonderful. So thank you so much, ladies. It was really, really wonderful being with all of you. And thank you so much, Amrita and Bela, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be with both of you, such fabulous, lovely ladies, right?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And definitely.
It was our pleasure too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other
Thank
questions that
you.
you have? And I have my contact details, which you can see on the screen.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, we should thank
And
officially to you also, Harshita. Thank you so much for taking out your time and being here with us and sharing all the valuable knowledge that you have. And of course, we are the best. Remember that, all of you?
Yes, everybody.
Yes. Look
This
into
is
the
a new
mirror.
mantra. We're going to
Yes.
have every teacher going in the morning to the toilet and doing this, and everyone's going to wonder, what is the secret? Why are they going over there? And what are
coming
they
back happy.
doing over there?
it's
And they're
really
coming
good.
back with big smiles on their faces.
So no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what somebody does you, what is important, what you tell to yourself. That is important, right? आप ऐसे ही हो, क्या है, टाइम पे कुछ करते नहीं हो, ये भी नहीं कर पाए. अरे, I know, no, I can do it. I am the best. If I have that power and energy, I can do anything. So those obstacles will be always there. Remember, 3 obstacles every day you will have, but that is the reason. Morning backup, and then during the day, ready. These are my toolbox, like doctor goes with the doctor kit. You go with your toolbox and you're ready to face the world.
Fantastic. Lovely ideas, Harshita. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. And I'm sure we're going to practice it, right, ladies? Want to see all of you
Certainly,
implementing
ma'am.
this?
Yes,
Certainly.
Yes.
Certainly.
Great.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Harshita. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you,
connecting with us.
Harshita.
Bye,
And I
everyone.
want
Thanks for being
all
here.
of you to watch this space for the ABCD show. All right. So come over here and meet with all our experts and talk to us.
And if you missed out the past episodes, they're on YouTube as well. You can have a look at on the YouTube channel as well. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And this is
Bye.
what I
Bye.
could do in just 1 hour. I think whatever
Yes.
best I could do it. And
Yeah.
yes.
And if they have any questions, I'm sure they can write to us and we can connect with you,
yeah,
Harshita.
sure.
Yes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Harshita. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Best of luck
Thank you.
and
Bye.
lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.